We are live.
We are live.
We are live.
Did I say welcome to the main event?
Run that thing right now, are you mad?
Oh, man.
Behave before you talk about what I'm talking about, yeah?
Disclaimer.
Run that thing back. Nah, man, stay there in your corner, man. Run that thing back, fam. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
So excited to be here today. I am Audrey Sorva, the founder of Black Creators Matter. It's a platform to empower Black creators online, but also physically. So when the internet arrived, it brought a lot of basic connectivity. People could meet and create digital connections. And I like to say that Black Creators Matter is the physical representation on what's happening online. I used to work a few years at YouTube as a producer, and I met so many interesting, but also great content creators. Before working at YouTube, I shall say, I didn't know any creators. You can hear my French accent, so I was not really watching the UK Black creators online. But then the first creator I met is Iman. He was a winner during Next Up. And it was like, you need to see what I'm doing, to watch what I'm doing. And yes, and I watched, the prank video he had with his dad, and then I was like, just like a fan. And so I'm really excited to have Iman with me today and the other creators, Kola and Raven. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to go really deep inside the conversation.
Hi, I'm Iman, and I make content on YouTube. I make videos with my dad and also videos with American actors teaching them about London culture. So yeah, that's me.
My name is Scholar Dondo, and I'm a health and fitness content creator, so I make a lot of workout videos and just sort of following my health and fitness journey and doing a lot of dancing as well. So yeah.
Hey, I'm Raven. I'm part of a trio group called the Cyber Nerds. And we pretty much just argue all day long about comic stuff, gaming, so all nerdy stuff, that's us. So yeah, that's pretty much us.
So they are really humble. They didn't say they have all over 100K subscribers, which means that they are all top creators. So how does it feel to be considered as a UK Black top creator?
Who wants to take this first?
I don't know. It's really weird because you never think of yourself that way. You're not like, oh, I'm a top creator. But I guess you kind of can't ignore the fact that it's pretty cool to be able to build a community of that size. And yeah, I guess you don't really think about it a lot. It's just now that you've said it, I'm a bit like, ooh, I'm a top creator.
You're just gonna throw me under the like you said, like we don't think of ourselves as top creators, but I guess it's just the overview of our community, so to speak. So just seeing that growing. So if you don't know about the Cyber Nerds, we kind of started as a private Facebook group. So myself and Joe have background in sports, and from our kind of like community, no one could really see us as nerds. So I guess starting that platform and now having 100K, and also building the UK community, which is something very dear to us and very important. So I don't know, top creator? I just see it like a big family, really.
Wow. What about you, man?
I don't even see myself as a top creator, to be honest. Like, even coming in today, I didn't know they were going to put my face, like, on that. Yeah. I don't see myself as a top creator. I'm just out here, innit, That's my mindset. I'm just here. And if people like what I make, then that's good, I guess. So, yeah.
And what's the feeling when people recognize you in the streets and say, I'm a fan and I like what you do?
It's it either goes one or the other way, because like growing up where I grew up, when someone's looking at you, it means something's about to pop. Do you know what I mean? So, like, yo, where is you from? Because like someone asked me that, and I thought, oh, is it about to pop? But they're actually asking, oh, because I clocked you from your area. I was like, oh, fair play. But like, yeah, it's a positive feeling. Like, it still feels strange to me, but it's a positive feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice just to see like real people, because you don't get to see that every day. So it's just nice to be able to see someone and have them hug you and say a bunch of nice stuff, and you're like, I'm actually doing something that's having an impact on someone and not just like a screen, because you sort of forget that it's like real people all the time. So it's really nice to have that reminder.
I mean, it's got its positives and negatives. So a lot of the time, because we always arguing about stuff, I might get someone running up to me and who completely disagrees what I have to say about Captain America. And now we're just standing there going back and forth. And I'm just like, fam, I gotta get home. But here we are, just standing in the middle of the station, just talking about Marvel stuff. So it's pretty cool, I guess. You don't expect it. Like Eamon said, sometimes they just run up on you and just like, what's going on here? But that's because you're not thinking about the stuff that you do on YouTube. You're just minding your own business. So yeah, I guess it's pretty cool.
So the name of this panel is called Diverse Creators Paving the Way and Sharing Their Stories. So as you know, those guys, they have a lot to say. And we decided today to talk about, like our vision, our 2020 vision, the way that we see our future and how, as a Black creator, we can pave the way for the others. So maybe we're going to start with a bit of advice for the new creators, the Black creators that want to join this YouTube journey. What advice could you give someone who would like to start today?
Well, actually, I did a panel yesterday, and I had a few people come up to me after, because the panel was just about building audiences, and it was just another topic. But they were like, but what is it like being a Black woman on YouTube? Can you give us that sort of view on it, basically? And I just sort of said, like, don't be scared of it, and don't see it as a negative thing. Like, use that as your positive, unique selling point sort of thing. That is the unique thing about you that's going to get you really far, and that's really helped me. Like, I've used the unique parts of me, like my culture and stuff like that is a huge part of my channel, and it's been a way that I've really managed to grow my channel and set myself apart from everyone else. So I'd say anything that you have that's unique and that's different from everyone else, like, really push that, because that's what's going to make you special.
Yeah, I would say be organic and just know the type of content you're making and who you want to make your content for. Don't, like, if you're into collaboration, because a lot of my videos are collaborations, but if you're into collaboration and you want to collaborate with people, collaborate alongside instead of going up, because it leaves you less disappointed, because there's been times when people will try to reach out to someone and then the person doesn't want to work with them. Like, just get a group of friends together, try to get them into YouTube, make videos that you enjoy making. Like, don't feel like you need to be the UK's next, I don't know. But like, yeah, just work with your friends and make good stuff. Don't try and copy other people, I guess. So, yeah.
I think it's important to know the reason why you're doing what you're doing. So for us, we just wanted other people to talk to. So I'll give you a quick example. Growing up, it wasn't cool being a nerd. And even if I knew my friend was into, like, I don't know, anime and stuff like that, we wouldn't really talk. But as we grew up, it was just like, oh, there's actually people out there who also feel the same way as we do. So that's our reason to build this platform, like, to be able to talk to other people, to nerd out about the stuff that you're passionate about. So having that clear goal, knowing what you want to do, I believe is one of the most important things if you want to start this journey.
So you just mentioned goals. So the 2020 vision is all about setting up goals, but also making sure that you know exactly where you're going. Did you guys set up any goals this year? Oh, come on.
I'll jump on this one, I guess. I mean, one of the goals was actually being here. And I guess we got to thank you and your platform that you're building. So can we get a round of applause for Audrey?
Thank you.
We're very competitive. I know I've mentioned before, but we really want to build a UK nerd community. Like, when we're looking at all the pop culture stuff, is always the US, Canada, Australia. And it was like, well, if you look percentage-wise, I know we're a smaller country, But if we look at percentage-wise, we're just as much as nerds as you, as everybody else. But no one kind of like takes us serious. So, so that's our goal, is just to branch out our platform and just put UK on the map, really.
I was gonna say, yeah, the last time I shared what I wanted to do, all of it fell to poo. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to share too tough, but yeah, I'm coming for what's mine, if that makes sense. I'm coming for what's mine. Yeah.
I have loads of goals, especially being like a health and fitness person. I'm one of those really cheesy people that's like, you know, always trying to develop themselves and stuff like that. So I have loads. I don't even know which one to go for. But in terms of my channel and everything that I do, I think just creating more things to help people. And like, I mean, they're not really in anymore. And I said this yesterday, but like, I would love to do a cheesy workout DVD and just have people do that, but like not a DVD. It'll have to be like a streaming thing or something like that. But I guess that's a goal of mine this year, to do something cool like that.
Do you guys do YouTube full time now?
Yeah, YouTube's my full-time thing, but I don't, because I do see BBC shows as well, and I do a lot of work with the BBC. So it's like, but yeah, YouTube's the main thing, even though I don't upload, but YouTube is the main thing, basically, yeah.
Yeah, I do YouTube full time as well. It was an accident when I got into doing it full time, but now I'm doing it. And yeah, but with YouTube, there's always so many little things you end up doing. Like I'm a personal trainer as well, but that goes with my channel, so it makes sense. Like Iman, I also work with BBC, so I do stuff for them as well. And yeah, it's lots of little bits, but it all comes down to the fact that I made a YouTube channel. All the opportunities I get, it always comes down to that.
Okay, so there's 3 of us. So it's very hard for us to do it full time, all 3 of us. Joe is a professional athlete, so he still has to go practice in that. Me personally, I made a decision to quit teaching. So as of last year, I've stopped teaching so we can concentrate on the cyber nerds. But yeah, but if we count the hours, we've pretty much been full time for a while now. I mean, we have over 1,000 videos on our YouTube. That's a lot of hours we've put in. So I guess we've been a full time.
And how do you keep the motivation going doing full time? You know, like when you work a 9 to 5, it's easy to, you know, like to have your mind, you see coworkers all the time. How do you find the motivation in what you're doing?
I feel like it's when, like we spoke about before, when I meet people like myself who like help me up for doing what I do, because sometimes when I'm working, I forget what I'm doing is like, it doesn't make sense. Like just some of the like people that I've worked with and I've made videos with, it just doesn't happen, and it will probably never, like, I hope it happens again because there's room for everyone, but like certain things that have happened just didn't make sense, and people remind me of this, and I'm like, whoa, like, and I look back and I'm like, wow, and then I'm just like, I'm motivated again because that's motivated them to want to do whatever they want to do. Do you know what I mean? So even if it's not like becoming a YouTuber, they've seen that and they're like, yeah, I want to do my thing. So yeah, and my parents as well, my mum, I love my mum. Yeah.
So we're actually quite fortunate to have each other. Obviously, there's 3 of us to go back and forth. We're very competitive. But one thing I must say that keeps us going is when you get that little message on the inbox talking about how our banter has made someone else's day. You know, I feel that we live in such a critical time when it comes to, you know, mental health and being in a dark place. So when you see 3 friends nerding out the same way you do with your friends, it makes someone else's day. So I would say that's something that's huge for us to keep us going and keeps us believing on the platform that we're building.
Yeah, I'd say it's the same for me. I think in this thing is quite lucky because you have so many things that can keep you going and keep you motivated. Can be a comment that you get from someone, a message, but equally it could be an opportunity that you get or something in the past that you've done that's really cool. But one thing that always keeps me going is I always think, if I'm not going to be doing this, what else am I going to do? Like, I literally cannot think of anything else that could be better than what I'm doing right now. Like, I can't imagine a job or even a hobby or anything else that's as amazing as this. So I'm always like, yeah, right, I'll get up and keep it going.
Having African parents as well is also a motivation. Because when I told my parents I wanted to do YouTube, so I came to this country for you to talk to a camera, what kind of nonsense? And the contrast is my sister's a lawyer, right, who speaks Spanish, and I want to chat to a YouTube. Nah, they weren't having it, but the motivation, like if I flop, no scandals, nothing, I'm good, man. I'm good.
So, and now, how is your parent, how are they are they supportive?
Yeah, definitely. Like, they're my main motivators. They're my fan club. Like, they're my team as well, man. They're my backbone. My mum, oh man, so much has happened, and my mum's just been like my backbone. She prays for me all the time. We prayed together before I came to this thing as well. And
we see your parents a lot in your videos. You're too scholar. So how easy is it to bring them in your videos and then you have your family, like working with you?
It's really difficult, like convincing my mom to be like, please, can we just do this one thing together? So I think I did this one video. It wasn't even like properly planned. I think I was filming something else for my main channel where I make health and fitness videos. And I have my original channel, which I've had since I was like 11, where I just do random silly things. And I was like, Mom, can we like film a video like trying to speak in my language, just called Shona. I'm Zimbabwean originally. And so I convinced her. She came upstairs, but she was like cooking downstairs, and she was like, fine, I'll come and do it. And the video just did so well. Like, it's had so many views, and on that particular channel, I don't even have that many subscribers or anything, but it just really resonated with people, and they loved it. And I'm so bad at my language, so many people were just making fun of me. But it was really, really cool moment, and I was really happy that she did it, but till this day, she still refuses to do more. Like, I'm like, oh, we should like cook some of our like some of the traditional foods we have, and she's like, no, I'm not doing it because everyone keeps saying that you're not good enough and it's reflecting bad on me. And I'm like, oh, damn it. So it's going to be difficult getting her to do another one.
And Raven, you are collaborating with two other black men. How is it on a daily basis? Yes. So who is the most creative?
I'm going to go 50-50. I mean, Sam is forever sleeping. So I'm going to take it 50-50 between me and Joe. But yeah, that's...
Yeah. Are you guys always on the same page when it comes to create content?
I think so. I think once you spend so much time with someone, it's almost like they're able to finish your sentence. But there's days where just like, nah, fam, no, I'm not feeling that, and we kind of go back and forth. But it's all the nature of like we want the best. You gotta think about it as a team. You always want the best for the team. So yeah, I mean, we got our days. That little brother fight.
And do you think you would have been at the same level if you would be creating your channel by yourself, like they've done? Now you guys are a trio. So it's easy because you can, rely on each other. But if you are on your own,
you know what? We, on the back of that, we have our trio channel, but recently we kind of started our own kind of little journey as well on our own YouTube channels, because my background's art, and so I like to draw stuff. So I've started doing my own thing, but at the same time, although I'm shooting it by myself, I'm editing by myself, but I always have these two to get feedback. So I don't know. I've never been in that situation when creating content on my own, because I've always been these two guys. So I don't know.
That's fine. And over the past few years, we saw a lot of new content creators coming to YouTube and the other platforms. What do you think of this new community? We spoke about the community. How do you feel that we can be involved with the new creators? How do we work? How do you meet them? Like, how is it, we met also through, the YouTube Black community. How do you think the community can evolve even more together?
I feel like people need to put their egos aside and just work and create good stuff. We've literally, I don't mean to be dramatic, but we've literally got a Black British renaissance within the YouTube community happening right now. There's Nella Rose, Annie Drea, the Cyber Nerds, Aaliyah Marie B. We've got so many Black creators that are influential and are influencing the culture. And I feel like if everybody, of course, authentically and organically starts to work alongside, and we just continue to make good content, not content just for the sake of clout, because I hate that whole clout culture thing, it makes me vomit. But if we all have if we're all making content alongside and it makes sense, who knows what's gonna happen? Like, I look at KSI and the Sidemen as an example. They're all so different. One guy's Black, or two of them are Nigerian, one of them's Indian, the others are like from different parts of like the UK, and they're all just friends, and they all just came together because they loved what they do, and I really respect that. Do you know what I mean? So we just need to work with each other and not isolate ourselves, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
You know what? I think that's interesting question, because especially speaking from living in London, we're such a tough crowd. Like, it's so hard to approach someone else or even look at someone else's work. So we went to YouTube Next Up, we won that, and through that whole week, we met a lot of creators. You've got Sam Day, Ocean, so many people. But once you break that barrier, like, we're always hanging out, like, we're always talking to each other. So I don't know where it is that our crowd is so tough, like, that we can't just reach out to one another. But I feel that once we do that, mate, it's a wrap.
I feel like it's just the energy in London, Like, there's an energy in London where people don't want to come across as a fan and all that nonsense. Like, bruv, like, I remember when
Yeah, I was about to say that.
oh my, like, you think I care about that? If I think you're sick, I'm gonna tell you. I ran up, when I saw this guy and Joe and I saw you as well, and like, fam, I literally, it was like, it was at one of your events, and I looked and I was like, nah. And I ran up to him and I hugged him. And I know that's like a bit mad still, but like, I was like, raw, like, it's you, man. Like, you're here, like, whoa. Because I remember watching your channel, you lot's channel, and I thought you were American, and then I heard your accents, and I was like, wait, you lot are from here, and you're doing this? Big up.
Bro, it was mad, because I'm very, like, sometimes I'm in my own world. So I'm sitting down at YouTube, I think it's like a YouTube party or something, and my guy just comes out of nowhere and just start, I'm like, yeah, fam, save. So then the next time we see each other, like, easy dap, but then it was the third time we really connected, but it wasn't, again, it was just that little barrier. I wasn't being like, oh yeah, big man over here. No, I was just in my own little zone, and here comes someone out of nowhere with all this energy, and I just didn't know how to react. But by the third time, it was a wrap, right? It was a wrap-up. Like, since then, we talk, we're super cool, we exchange ideas and stuff like that. And this is what I'm talking about, breaking that barrier. Like, what is there that's that's stopping us from reaching out to one another? Hey, I appreciate you doing that, bro, because, our relationship's been growing since then, so I appreciate you making that move, man. Because me, I'm a quiet person, so I'll just be like, yeah, I'm just minding my own business.
How do you think brands can work better with Black creators? Tough question, huh?
Representation.
You're trying to make me lose all my brand deals. I feel like our audiences should be valued the same way creators that aren't from ethnic minority backgrounds, audiences are valued, because certain things are running behind the scenes that shouldn't be running. But I'm not trying to get myself blacklisted. Money I have to make, you know what I mean? So, but like, I feel like our audiences and us should be respected as equally as other people are, man. Like, we're all humans. Just because we have a ethnic minority following doesn't mean our audiences aren't as valuable. Do you know what I mean? So just like paying us correctly, paying us on time, like not rushing us for a video and then saying, oh yeah, 90 days payment, and then not hitting that 90 days payment, and then approaching us, I'm spilling all the tea, F it, man. Like telling us that something, unfortunately, we don't have budget for that. There's no budget, unfortunately. And then I'm talking to Sally and Barry, and they're telling me, oh yeah, they're slapping us 10K for that still. I'm like, do you know what I mean? It's just about being honest with us. Like, we do talk, and I feel like a lot of PR people think we don't have relationships unless they know the community properly. We do talk. We talk.
Yeah, and I think also it's just difficult across the board, even if you're not a Black creator, because I feel like brands are still trying to understand how to work with creators. So it's already so difficult. And on top of that, trying to make them understand you because also it's one of those things where the odds are someone at that brand has maybe not come across somebody like you or even spoken to somebody like you, and they don't even get your culture or anything like that. So I've had trouble in the past because I try to put as much of my culture into my videos, and sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like include this joke, or I'm gonna dance to this song, and because it's from my country and I like it, and they're like, oh no, but like this one's like in the charts and it's more current. I'm like, but that's not what people come to my channel for. So I guess it's just you know, I feel like brands just need to be a bit more open and realize that the reason why we've done so well is because we're ourselves, and they should just let us do that.
You've just reminded me of something. They need to hire more people that have knowledge of our culture. Like, don't gentrify our shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we are who we are. We come from where we come from, and we're doing it unapologetically. And if you're trying to water us down, go and work with someone else. Do you know what I mean? Like they need to like get people who get it. Like basically feeding off what you're saying. We need more Asians, Indians, Black people in PR positions. We need them being the execs and all of that. We need more of that. And then you'll see a shift and everybody can make some money, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
We have 10 minutes left, so I'm going to wrap up and then we're going to open it to the floor if you have any questions. Any new ventures going on? I want to maybe start with Iman because I'm sure you've got something going on that you want to share.
I already said I'm scared because last time I said something was about to happen, it didn't happen. So.
Something is happening tomorrow here, no?
Oh yeah. I make music, so I'm performing for the first time, and I don't know how big that crowd is, but I googled it and it said like 4K, and I was scared. So. Man said 4,000 people. But like, yeah, I'm performing and I'm hosting the night of music tomorrow. If you want to hear some Black music, pass by for my set. Afro beats, if you know what I mean. We'll be serving jollof on the side as well. No, I'm joking. But yeah, performing. And okay, I can say this. I've started to venture into acting. I've been auditioning. Thank you. Wow, that's the first time I got a clap, you know. I feel like I'm in school
We'll be there
again.
tomorrow, don't worry.
But yeah, I'm also venturing into acting. So I've been auditioning for like some big shows, in the process of one right now, which is really intense. So pray for me, innit? You might see me on Netflix real soon. So just pray for me.
Scola?
It's like one of those moments where I'm trying to think of like what I'm doing and also what I'm allowed to say. So I sound like one of those annoying people that's like, sorry, I have like contracts and I can't say what I'm doing, but you know, exciting stuff coming soon. But I guess after this, actually, in about an hour, I'm doing a TED Talk style thing, keynote speech, in the main bit where there's going to be lots of people and I'm really nervous. But yeah. So if you want to feel super motivated, because it's going to be a motivational talk, then make sure you come to that.
So we hit 100K end of... Yeah, go on. Yeah, man. Appreciate it. So end of January, and we decided to convert our room. So we currently shoot in a living room space, and we decided to take a massive step to convert the space into a studio. So we're taking the whole month of to convert into a proper place where we can actually not just do reactions, but do shows, bring people in, you know, E-Man. And, you know, so, which is a big deal for us because we love talking about stuff, and it's so hard in London to get hold of space. So we decided to convert our own space, which is going to open a lot more doors for us as creators, collaborating and featuring in, you know, God knows where.
Thank you, guys. Let's a round of applause. Yes. Sorry, I don't even know how you say in English. Applaudissez. And then we're going to open to for the questions.
I want to say as well, yeah, this has been my favorite panel to talk about race on. I'm not going to lie, because I've been doing this for like, 5 years as one of the only token black people on these panels, scholar as well, token gang. And I really appreciate like the fact that we've had a conversation and we focused more on the positives, because this was like the last time I wanted to talk about this, because in reality, if we keep talking about race amongst ourselves, nothing's going to happen. It's for the people higher up to now be like, yeah, like, wagwan, what's going on? So, appreciate it.
But thank you, Iman, because in reality, Iman brought us there today. So Iman is the one who introduced me to the VidCon staff and said that we need to make a change. You know, it's been like a year. Remember, since last year, February last year, when I was launching Black Creators Matter, that we had this discussion, and you made it happen. So thank you.
You're gassing me up, man. You're gassing me up.
Anyone got a question?
Break the barrier, break the barrier.
Oh, there's a question. Yeah.
Hi guys, amazing panel by the way. Like I love the authenticity and the realness. That's what I'm here for. Obviously we live in like a DIY generation, especially like the current Gen Z generation. Like we are people that go for opportunities. How much of the opportunities that you get are from you approaching brands, or is a lot of the work coming to you? Like you can gas yourself up if you need to, it's fine, to be honest.
For me, I get a lot of opportunities in. Okay. I have like pitched stuff in the past, but I think in general that's just always a little bit harder because you're more likely to get something if they already had something they were going to be doing. But also another great way of creating opportunities is just getting yourself out there. Things like saying yes to something like this, just being here just creates opportunities. Talking to people and networking is another great way. But yeah, definitely I'm quite lucky that, you know, I just sit, look at my inbox and just wait for something cool to pop up, and it does. So yeah.
Yeah, I had an agent in for like my online stuff until 6 months ago, but since then I've been independent. So like while I've been independent, it's been more of a struggle, but people still approach me, so I still get stuff in my inbox, but sometimes I like to take the active step to ask, is this happening? So like, let's say I get a message from Disney and they invite me to an event, and I'm like, okay, I like this event, but you've got a film that I want to collaborate with this person on, can we make this happen? Because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And that's what I learned. So sometimes you just got to ask. Yeah. And sometimes when you ask, you score. Sometimes got a ball, but it happens, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I mean, we have done a few, nothing on the level of these two, by the way. But I don't know, I think with us, we're still in the waters where it's just like, even when people come and say, it's like, oh, you're the reaction guys, but we're much more than that. And this is what I'm saying about our whole, you know, the whole studio, because we want to prove to people that we can do a lot more. And we have done a couple of things. We've done with Sony. We got our first podcast sponsored a few months ago, which was really cool, by Jabra. So yeah, so I guess we're still growing, you know, so.
Cool, thank you.
Other questions?
Don't be shy.
Shout out all of you guys, amazing YouTube channels. I just wanted to ask, like, how do you deal with like the dip in views? I know, like Scholar, you've been on YouTube for a while, and obviously, like, it's completely changed. How do you keep up with like the changing of like views? Say like you put out one video and it gets like 30K. The next day you bring out another one, it makes like 1K. How do you deal with that, like psychologically, the dip?
First of all, I love your channel, Brainy.
Thanks, babes.
You have an amazing channel. But I would say it's really tough, I'm not going to lie. Like, it really messes with your head. Like, back in the day, you used to get consistent views, and I used to just get like 10K, 10K, 20K, 20K. And then now it's like, I can struggle to get 1K, but then I've just uploaded a video and it's just like getting so many views and it's like almost at 30K. And I would just say, just in that moment, you have to remember that you just love what you do. I think that's what just sort of, I'm just like, all right, I just keep going, because like I said earlier, it's like, what else am I going to do? Like, I know at least one video is going to do well at some point, and it's a bit annoying that it's sort of like a luck thing at the moment, it feels like, with YouTube and the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. But like, I think that's a good thing, that if you really love it, you just keep going and you just deal with it, really.
Does that affect like how you reach out to brands? Say like you did a brand collaboration and they're used to seeing you with like a certain number of views, and then the video does quote unquote bad. Does that reflect on like your brand partnerships, if that makes sense?
I think it doesn't, because I've worried about this before, because naturally any branded work always, for some reason, gets a little less interaction and engagement. But I feel like the brands are aware of that as well. They know that this stuff doesn't work as well. But I think you have to just realize it was also just like it's not always about the numbers. Sometimes it's just about having that content there, and it could pick up the numbers later. And it's also just about making the impact for the people who actually watched it. And you never know what that could do. Like, maybe they didn't click the link, but they told their mum about it, who told their sister about it. So you just hope that brands are smart enough to know, like, it's not all about hitting those numbers. And I'm quite lucky that I've never had a problem with that, especially being, I'm not a small creator, like we just said, I'm a top creator. But being on the smaller end, I feel like brands aren't necessarily coming to me for the numbers. They're coming to me for the good quality content that they can possibly use on their channels as well, and just like making a message, really, more than anything. So yeah.
I think it's important. I know we live in a society of like numbers, and the more numbers I have, I'm the greatest. But the way I break it down to people is that if I have 10 people paying attention to what I'm saying, that's a good thing, right? If I have 1,000 people, imagine there's 1,000 people here. That's a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. So I think, yes, it's great to have the great numbers, because obviously that shows you have an influence, but sometimes just let that stuff go. Focus on what's important. Focus what drives what you're doing, and that will just come, I think that whole number sometimes plays with our mind too much and can be detrimental. So that's just the way we see it.
Hello. Sorry, my throat. When it comes to breaking the barriers and talking about barriers, how was it for you three, especially starting your career and, friends and stuff, considering that in London, people seem to have like I would say some people are small-minded. They look at it and think, oh, what are you doing? That's cringy. What the hell? Whatever. For you three, how did you find it breaking those barriers with your friends and then going forward with it? Because obviously that's the start part, because you got people that will judge, obviously.
All right, so we started as a private Facebook group, right? Because of our different backgrounds and sorts. So we had like lawyers, Olympians in the group, really going in, like really going ham. But it got to certain point, it was like Fight Club, right? So it got to one point, it's like, wow, we need to let the world know about us. So then we put out a vote in, okay, guys, we want to take this public. And the majority of people was like, no. So then we just took it upon ourselves to make it happen. It was 6 of us. There's only 3 of us now. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the world. Like, you got to prove to people, and like, that you're that person, you're that guy. Do you know what I mean? It's like you coming off the bench if you're playing a sport. Like, coach will keep you there until there's one day he has no option to put you out there. And once you're out there, you perform the hell out of it. So you make people a believer. And that's the game. You got to make people believers. And once they become a believer, yo, fam, do you remember me? Yo, yeah, I've been believing you since 08. But that's just how it goes for everyone.
I'm trying to be like you, big man. You know that one?
You know what I'm saying?
I guess for me, I'm like, in a completely different world. So you said one thing about like how do you approach people in London. I'm not from London. I grew up in a really tiny village in like West Sussex, and like I was the only black one there, and it was completely different place. So coming to London has been so weird, but I just came with the same energy that I have at home. Like you walk down the street and you smile at everyone. That does not happen in London. Like if I try and smile at someone, like they'll think I'm crazy. So I feel like I'm quite happy that I did grow up there. Like it was tough, but I'm really happy because it means that I've come with this like really like smiley attitude for everyone, and just it's helped me make loads of connections and friends, even in London, even if they think I'm a bit weird. Like I remember when I first met E-Man, and I was all like, hey, like, what's up? Oh my God, I love your video. Like, oh, like fangirling. And he was a bit like, oh, are you all right?
What are you exposing me for, man?
But yeah, it can be tough to break those barriers, but like, just be yourself and just go for it. And that's what I've always done. And it's been okay.
So for me, I grew up in Lucian Borough. Don't do this gang something here. You're scared security. No, but no. I grew up in South. I grew up in Lucian Borough. Everyone around me was an MC, or they were shotting, or they were shooting, or they were stabbing. And I went to an all-boys school. It was quite intense. I lost a very close friend of mine when I was in year 8, and that nearly said, I nearly done some crazy stuff, man. I can't even lie. But like being in that environment, a lot of people didn't get YouTube. This was early days, so this was like 2012. So this is just when KSI is starting to boom, and it's not a thing. A lot of people were like, oh, this guy's moist, he's this, he's that, because I was making YouTube videos. I was in my kitchen and I was talking to a camera, pretending to be my dad. Had the little African bendy cap thing, you know them ones? The ones with the little drip, yeah. But like, I was doing that, and people were just calling me moist and calling me wet. And then all of a sudden, people started sharing it, and it was a snowball, and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then slowly people's attitudes started to change. I even got called in because the year 7s were watching my videos in lesson when I was in like year 10. And I got called in to the head teacher's office because I made a joke about a certain teacher like doing certain things in it. And then they called in my parents. And this is how my parents found out I was a YouTuber. So my parents came in, and it was wild, man. Like this guy basically breaking down how I'm a bad influence and all of this stuff on the kids and all of that. And just trying to make my parents get me to stop. And it was just mad. And then that chapter closed. And then a year later, a video with my dad blew up where I pranked him and I told him I got a girl pregnant. And when I say the biggest U-turn, like teachers, like the students that were calling me moist, they're saying, oh, bro, yeah, fucking man wants to be on your channel still. Sorry for the strong language, but like, yeah, like, oh, yeah, man's trying to do the YouTube thing, you know, or what, can you edit and that? What, music videos and that, yeah? Oh, like all of that, like, it's mad. And I remember some people still were doubting me because they thought it was temporary and I was gonna vanish, because it's like, we've skipped from 2012 to 2014 now, and it's 2014, and viral video isn't a thing, but we've had people come before us that have come and gone. We had A Online, we had Apollo Grave, we had the OGs that were black and doing it, and they just vanished. But the attitude and the mindset changed, man. And like, I even got, there's a Skepta lyric. My teacher told me I'm a side man. I told her to remember me. Now they want to email me asking if I can talk to the kids in assembly, and they've done that. So it's a switch, man.
Thank you.
Sorry for the rambling, Ross. I was talking for bare long. Everyone was bare. But yeah, like, it's mad, man. It's a blessing. Is that a good answer? All right, cool.
I think we're running out of time, but maybe another question? Yeah? Just coming with mine.
So basically, if all your channels went back down to 0 subscribers, nobody knew who you are, what would you change about your channels?
What a question.
That's a question, man.
That's a
little ones you gotta watch out for.
yeah. You want me to do it, or you guys gonna?
I don't think I would change anything. Like I just love how authentic and real the whole progression of my YouTube journey. I started off when I was 11 making silly funny videos. I think the first video I uploaded was like a short film I made with my friends, and then it was like these weird animated stick man things, and it's just all really bizarre, but I would not change it for the world. And yeah, like I just love how everything happened, and I don't think I'd change anything. Yeah.
I wouldn't change it. I think the only thing I would change is like, instead of waiting for that vote to happen, hey, yo, fam, let's go make this YouTube video. I think that's the only thing I would change. Instead of relying on people to give us a go, just to go public, if I knew better, yeah, we'd have just started this maybe a year earlier, maybe a year and a half. So, but other than that, nothing. The journey's been a blessing. We've met so many great people along the way. Nah, man.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing I would really change is that I'd keep a lot of my early music up, because I used to before I started doing the music I'm doing now, I used to spit. I was MCing, and some of the stuff I was saying back then is crazy. So I was like, yeah, it would have been good to just look back and be like, yeah, and just start again. Do you know what I mean? And see, so people could see the start of my journey, because I've deleted quite a few vids, and I think most of us have deleted some old videos. Oh, you kept yours up?
Since 08, bro.
Oh, wait.
Since 08.
I respect it still.
There.
I was told I had to be on brand.
720p, bro. Still there.
What's that? Oh, 240?
Yeah, all of that.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I'd keep some of my old music, because I love that. I love that stuff.
Shock. Sorry, she shocked me. Obviously, what you guys do is traditionally hosted on YouTube, but with as long as you've been on YouTube, so many different platforms have kind of come and gone and risen in profile. How do you guys ensure your audiences? Do you feel pressure to kind of do what you do on YouTube on those other platforms, and how do you ensure your audiences kind of follow you there?
I would say with every new platform, there's a new opportunity to get a new audience. So it's not necessarily trying to take your audience from YouTube and be like, come over here. I think one thing that's amazing about the internet is that there's so many different pockets, so many people, that it isn't always about that. So you could almost completely recreate yourself on another platform and do more of something else over there than you do on your original platform. That being said, though, I always really struggle. TikTok, I'm still not. I still don't get it. I might sound really old to say that, but I'm just like, oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on.
What is this TikTok? What is
yeah.
Is it a gang?
So it's really hard getting the hang of all the new stuff, but I think I always try to gravitate towards platforms that make sense for me and feel natural and that I actually enjoy consuming content on. So it's not always just about me being a creator. It's would I myself actually sit here and scroll through the stuff and look at everything? I'm not going to make content on LinkedIn because I don't go on LinkedIn. But some people really do.
You can start a new genre, LinkedIn does. LinkedIner?
I don't know.
Linkter.
I don't know if I could do it.
Linkter. New thing.
I don't know. I don't think there's pressure. I think you should always think of in a way of diversifying your content. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, TikTok. Yeah, I've tried to get on TikTok. It's tough. I mean, but then again, you have other platforms. So for example, we stream, we play games. So we stream on Twitch. So we're diversifying that gaming platform as well. But then at the same time, going into for example, Instagram, where we can kind of showcase our personalities outside the geekdom as well. So I guess you could always use a platform to showcase something that's about you. So not so much as pressure, but maybe have a tactic. Okay, what am I using TikTok for? What am I using Instagram for? Does that make sense? We good?
So one more quick question, because as a scholar, you have to go in 10 minutes at the next panel. Otherwise, otherwise we are around, guys. So if you have any question for the panel, please feel free to find them. Where can we find you this weekend? Lounge, YouTube stand? Yeah.
Not me. Well, tomorrow we're going to be at the YouTube panel.
Okay.
Is it a panel? I don't know. Someone help me out. Sam, Joe, is there a panel? YouTube panel at 1:30. Thank you for the nod. Yeah, so. But that's pretty much it. We're not as busy as these top creators over here.
Well, Skoda, good luck. We will be there. Don't worry.
Yes, please be there. And like, if I mess up, just like,
No, never.
I'm so scared.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for listening, for being here. It's really. Oh, sorry.
No. This wasn't.
I'm not used to moderate.
No, this wasn't even for me. I wanted to big up G because I just seen her now. I hadn't seen G before. That's my GG still.
Oh, cool.
Big up G. Yeah, I'm done.
Cool. Yes, so please, guys, we are around. Thank you. We are really, really happy to be here today. That VidCon, gave us the opportunity to share our voice, to share our stories. This is just the beginning. We are doing much more for the community. We are Black Creators Matter, but also with all, the support that we have so far from Singapore, India, from YouTube, Snapchat, and then all the other platforms we are working with. So thank you very much, and see you next year. Yeah?